My name is Daryl. Recently retired. Um, Worked about 20 years in the lumber industry. I was a planer operator, molder, setup, knife grinding, that type of thing. Those jobs started going away, and I found myself looking for work more often than not, and I decided to get a job that wouldn't go away. So I became a registered nurse and worked for 17 years as a registered nurse. Um, what did I like better? Nursing or lumber work? I liked them both. But here I am, retired. Um, my nursing licenses are expiring one after the other. I had a Utah license, an Oregon license, and a California license. That's where I got my license, was in California originally, and it expires in about 2 weeks. So here I am, never plan on working as a nurse again, and I'm starting up a YouTube channel. I'm starting up a wood shop. I have a Wood-mizer sawmill, etc., etc., etc. This video that I'm making now, I'm going to show you the chainsaws that I have, total of 5 of them. None of them fantastic. Some of them work, some of them don't. I'm not even sure what kind of condition they're really in, with the exception of 2 of them. And anyway, that's kind of who I am, what I'm all about. When I first retired, I had no woodworking machinery at all to speak of, other than my one chainsaw that I use for cutting firewood. And about a year before I retired, I bought a used Wood-mizer sawmill, and other than that, I had nothing. I'm slowly but surely acquiring machinery, and as I acquire that machinery, hope to get it set up and running. List of things I need to do. I need to get a dust collection system. I need to get power to all my machines, so I don't have to unplug one and plug the other one in with an extension cord just to operate them. You know, so there's a lot of things. And then, make matters worse, I'm a pretty tight budget. So anyway, hope you enjoy. I'll quit chatting. This is probably the one and only time I'll sit down and chat like this for this long anyway. So anyway, take a look at my chainsaws, see what you think. Here are the chainsaws that I inherited from my father-in-law, with the exception of the last one down there. That was already mine. Let's take a closer look. Here I have a Husqvarna 142. It's a fairly small saw. It has starting instructions, how to use the choke, etc. And I think it was probably made for the hobbyist, one-time user here and there, homeowner kind of a person. Definitely not a pro saw. Next I have this Husky 257. This saw runs and runs well, cuts like a fiend. I know, I've used this one cutting wood for my father-in-law down on his place in Redding, California, cutting black oak, and it cuts like a champion. Good little saw. Next is this Stihl 192T. I really don't know much about it, except for my father-in-law says it has carburetor issues. He says it'll start but won't run. So, whatever that means. there it is. Then there's this little McCulloch. This used to be a fantastic saw. I've cut a lot of firewood with it, about 35 years ago. I was really surprised to see it still on my father-in-law's shelf, but there it was. I have no idea if it still runs or not. The rope won't pull, but you know, hey, who knows? We'll take a look at it. It might be worth more for historical value than anything else. Then there's this Echo pole saw. It works well. I've used it on occasion. It has an extension. I'm amused by this, by the lettering on this extension. See if we can get the silly thing to focus for you there. That looks pretty good. Anyway, it says to only use one extension because you can run into balance problems. My experience is, even with this extension, you run into balance problems. You get that head up way up there 20 feet in the air, and the only way to hold on to that thing and hang on to it is, well, if you cut the limb off, it'll land on you. So yeah. Then I have this old saw. I bought it, price was right. Bought it for cutting firewood. I've cut 5 winters firewood with this little saw, and it runs good for what it is. I have no complaints about it. It served me well. It's definitely not something though that I'd want to have to make a living with. So anyway, there's my chainsaws. So that's my chainsaws. I will give you a quote shop tour on my next video. That's my plan anyway. My machinery is pretty simplistic. Something I can get by with. I bought most of this equipment on Craigslist, or inherited some of it. But anyway, I'll show you what I have, and if it's inadequate for the job I need to do, I will probably sell it on Craigslist and upgrade to something a little better. Anyway, so that's kind of my plan. Please like my video, if you like it anyway, and subscribe to my channel. You might learn something, and I know I have learned a whole lot from watching other people's YouTube channels. And anyway, see you on the next video. Thank you.